Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle Seahawks fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What if I told you there's a potential game changer in the works, something that could reshape the entire NFC West landscape and give the Seahawks an even bigger edge as we push toward the playoffs? Yeah, I know it sounds like speculation, but hear me out because the whispers out there are starting to get louder, and this one could be huge. The buzz is about Christian Darrisaw, the Pro Bowl left tackle for the Minnesota Vikings, possibly heading to Seattle. That's right, a major upgrade on our offensive line, which has been the backbone of our recent success, especially when you look at how our offense has been humming along this season. Darrisaw, 26 years old, has established himself as one of the top left tackles in the league. He's a true wall on the blind side, a guy who can give Geno Smith the protection he needs to make those deep throws to DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett. And let's be honest, our offensive line has had its moments, but it's also been a bit inconsistent, especially when injuries hit or when we're facing relentless pass rushes. The Seahawks have been doing a great job patching things up, but bringing in a player of Darrisaw's caliber could be the difference maker in the second half of the season. Now the Vikings, sitting at 4-8, are clearly in rebuild mode. Their offensive line is aging and allowing an average of 2.8 sacks per game, which is pretty high even by NFL standards. They're also facing cap constraints, with around $15 million in cap space, and their focus is shifting to youth and cap flexibility. The idea is to trade Darrisaw for draft picks and perhaps a promising young offensive tackle, focusing on building a future core that's more cap-friendly and less injury-prone. The Vikings are also eyeing extensions for players like Addison, trying to balance the present with the future. But the reality is, they're questioning whether holding on to Darrisaw makes sense with their rebuild plans. From the Seahawks' perspective, this could be an absolute boon. We're sitting at a strong 9-3 record, and our offensive line has been a bit banged up lately, with Sundell on IR. Adding Darrisaw would reinforce our left side, making our protection even more formidable. It's not just about pass protection either. Darrisaw's presence could significantly improve our run blocking, opening up more lanes for Kenneth Walker and creating more explosive plays on the ground. Imagine a line that's not just holding up but dominating, giving Geno that extra second he needs to find Metcalf streaking downfield or Lockett slipping past defenders. Statistically speaking, Darrisaw is a game changer. His PFF grade is estimated at around 80 overall for 2025, with pass block at 78 and run block at 82. He's allowed just 2 sacks this season across 9 games, and his career averages are impressive, an overall PFF grade of 82, with just 10 sacks allowed over 5 seasons. His protection win rate has increased by plus 16%, and his EPA per pass is plus 0.3, comparable to some of the best tackles in the league. Those numbers translate directly into better offensive efficiency. For the Seahawks, that means a projected increase of around 2-3 points per game, boosting us from an already solid 29. 2 PPG to over 32. Plus, with Darrisaw anchoring our left side, Metcalf and Lockett could see even more opportunities to make big plays in clutch moments, especially in the critical late-season games that define playoff seeding. Looking back at our season so far, the Seahawks have been impressive, but there's always room for improvement, especially on the offensive front. Our offense has been averaging 29. 2 points per game, but imagine if we could push that even higher. In the playoffs, every point counts, and better protection means more time for our receivers to get open, more rhythm for Darnold or Geno, and fewer sacks that can kill drives. Darrisaw's addition could be that missing piece to elevate us to new heights, particularly as we face tough opponents in the NFC and potential Super Bowl contenders. Now, the impact isn't just about the immediate boost. It's also about the long-term implications. Darrisaw's presence would serve as a stabilizing force on the line, giving us a reliable anchor for years to come. And let's not forget, the Seahawks have been building this team with a focus on youth and cap flexibility, so acquiring a player like Darrisaw aligns perfectly with our strategy. It's a move that signals we're not just trying to make a playoff push. we're aiming for a Super Bowl run. And with the NFC becoming more competitive, especially with teams like the 49ers, Eagles, and Cowboys battling it out, having a dominant offensive line could be the X factor that pushes us over the top. Of course, Vikings fans might be skeptical about parting ways with Darisaw, especially given his performance this season. They're likely to focus on the cap implications and the fact that they're in a rebuild, but for us, it's about seizing the opportunity to strengthen our team at a crucial time. The Seahawks front office has shown they're willing to make bold moves when it counts, and this could be one of those moments. Think about how much a healthy, dominant Darisaw could improve our chances in the playoffs, especially when facing tough NFC defenses. It's not just about adding talent, it's about adding a piece that elevates the entire line and, by extension, our entire offense. And speaking of playoff potential, the Seahawks are currently sitting in a prime spot, 9-3, with a strong shot at clinching the division or at least securing a high seed. Every game matters from here on out, and having a reliable left tackle like Darisaw could be the difference in those tight games in late December and January. It's about winning the trenches and controlling the game's tempo, something the Seahawks have been good at but could be even better with this addition. Plus, it's about protecting our future investments like Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett, ensuring they have the best possible environment to succeed when it matters most. Looking ahead, the Vikings are likely to be cautious about how they handle this potential trade. They want to rebuild with youth, and while Darisaw is still relatively young, they might see the value in trading him now to get some high draft picks and clear cap space. The Seahawks, on the other hand, should be ready to pounce if the opportunity arises, especially given how well they've been playing and how much they need to solidify their offensive line for the stretch run. It's a move that could set the tone for the rest of the season and beyond, making the Seahawks not just contenders but serious Super Bowl favorites. In terms of odds, if Darisaw joins Seattle, the Super Bowl betting lines could shift significantly, from plus 1,200 to somewhere around plus 650, reflecting the increased confidence in our squad. He would be a clear X factor in protecting against NFC fronts and helping us maintain our offensive dominance. It's about making the right moves at the right time, and right now, the Seahawks are in a position to do just that. The move makes sense not only from a football perspective, but also from a strategic one, aligning with our long-term vision to build a powerhouse that can contend year after year. So to wrap it all up, this potential trade for Christian Darisaw isn't just a rumor. It's a real possibility that could have monumental implications for the Seahawks' Super Bowl ambitions. It's about upgrading our line with a proven, young, and highly capable tackle who can be a cornerstone for years to come. The Vikings are capping out and looking to rebuild, and we can capitalize on that to strengthen our team in the here and now. If this happens, it could be the move that pushes Seattle into the elite tier of NFL teams, giving us that extra edge in the playoffs and making a deep run more feasible than ever. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.